Ah, my dear friend, sit down and make yourself comfortable. Pour a cup of tea or coffee if you must, because what I'm about to confess is both embarrassing and essential. At 80 years old, I've lived enough mornings to know the dangers that sneak up on older men. Dangers that a doctor would warn you about if you dared to ask. And I'm not exaggerating. There are 5 risky mistakes men like us make in the mornings, silently harming our bodies and sometimes our dignity. Today, I'll share the first 3, and let me promise you, the stories, the laughs, the lessons, they're worth every minute. Mistake number 1, diving in full throttle the moment you wake. Oh, the foolishness of youth clinging to age. I remember a morning, probably 5 years ago, when I woke with a surge of energy, nostalgic from my 40s. I leapt out of bed like a man half my age, ignoring every protest from my knees, my back, my shoulders, and my stubborn heart. Within seconds, my legs wobbled like jelly, my vision blurred slightly, and my heart thudded so hard I thought it might leap out of my chest and roll across the floor. I nearly toppled over my nightstand, barely catching myself with a desperate flail. That, my friend, is when I realized desire does not equal capability. Our bodies, especially at 80, demand preparation, respect, and patience. A few minutes of stretching, warming up, even a ridiculous little jig in pajamas can mean the difference between pleasure and disaster. Humor is essential. If you can't laugh at yourself while wobbling like a newborn deer, then what hope is there? I once tried to skip this step, thinking, I've lived 80 years, my body knows what to do. Big mistake. 10 minutes later, I was lying on my bed, drenched in sweat, shaking and cursing the audacity of my younger self. I laughed, yes, but nervously. And in that laughter, I recognized wisdom. The body will forgive some foolishness, but it will remind you sharply if you ignore its limits. Preparation is not optional. Simple movements. Raise your arms above your head. Stretch the back and shoulders. Wiggle your hips gently. These may look absurd, but they are life-saving. I often joke now, telling myself, if I survive this morning, I deserve a medal. And truly, surviving is a victory at my age. Mistake number 2, skipping hydration. Oh, how many mornings I thought coffee alone was enough. Black, strong, bitter, my lifeblood. But one morning, dehydrated and half asleep, I leapt into action with nothing but caffeine in my veins. By the end, my hands trembled, sweat poured down my back, and my vision wavered. My kidneys were crying, my heart screaming, and my dignity slightly bruised. That morning taught me a valuable lesson. Water first, always. A simple glass of water, sipped slowly, primes the body. It stabilizes blood pressure, prevents dizziness, and makes every movement safer. Now I keep a bottle by the bed, and the ritual is simple. Sip, stretch, breathe, then proceed. Foolish me had underestimated the power of hydration, and my body never forgives such mistakes. There's a story about one particular morning. I skipped water, skipped stretching, and thought I was feeling energetic. 10 minutes later, I was trembling on the edge of the bed, sweating and laughing at myself like a fool. That day, I swore, no coffee alone. Water, small snack, gentle stretches, mindfulness, then proceed. Anything else is reckless. Mistake number 3, ignoring heart and body warnings. This one is subtle, yet the most dangerous. One morning, I felt a faint twinge in my chest. I shrugged it off, thinking, it's nothing, I've survived 80 years. Foolish. Within moments, shortness of breath, dizziness, and a racing pulse reminded me that my body has its own authority. I called my doctor afterwards. "Paul," he said, "you cannot treat your heart like a disposable engine. Listen to it. Honor it." Those words haunted me, but in a good way. Every flutter, ache, or odd sensation is a warning. Ignoring it is gambling with fate. Mental preparation is equally crucial. Stress, arguments, bills, or the news can sneak in and sabotage the entire morning. I've learned to pause, breathe, smile at a silly joke, and focus solely on the ritual. Humor before starting keeps the mind light, which keeps the body safer. I often whisper, if I survived my taxes, I can survive this. And laughter, believe me, is medicine. Timing matters more than most men realize. Early mornings seem perfect, quiet, private, undisturbed, but the body is waking up. Blood pressure is elevated, joints are stiff, the heart is alerting you to danger. I've learned to wait. 5 minutes of gentle stretching, breathing, and reflection can save hours of pain and embarrassment. At my age, patience is not just a virtue, it's survival. And then there are gadgets. Oh, the gadgets. I once bought one that promised heightened sensation. By the end, my hands were sore, my back ached, and my pride slightly bruised. Gadgets often do more harm than good. Strained joints, irritated skin, and frustrated egos are too common. I've discovered that simple, mindful, slow methods are safer, more satisfying, and infinitely more amusing. Self-awareness is the ultimate weapon. Recognize changes. Listen. Adjust. Your body at 80 is a guide, not an obstacle. Ignore it, and mornings become treacherous. Respect it, and pleasure and safety coexist. Now, my friend, if you've enjoyed this little confession, maybe hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. Not because I need fame, but because laughter and shared wisdom keep us alive, sharp, and a little less embarrassed. And that, my friend, is the story of the first 3 mistakes: diving in too fast, skipping hydration, and ignoring the body's warnings. I've shared every laugh, shiver, and nervous wobble because it matters. Because these mistakes silently harm older men every morning. Remember, preparation, hydration, patience, and humor are your allies. Miss them, and you're asking for trouble. Embrace them, and even at 80, mornings can be safe, satisfying, and surprisingly joyful. Mistake number 4, overexertion and rushing. My friend, the folly of thinking age is irrelevant. One bright morning, feeling unusually spry, or perhaps just foolishly overconfident, I skipped my usual stretches, ignored the glass of water by my nightstand, and dove in with the reckless enthusiasm of a man half my age. Within moments, my knees protested like rusty hinges, my back twinged sharply, and my chest reminded me emphatically that I was decidedly not 20 anymore. My pulse raced, my vision wavered, and my pride took a direct hit. I stumbled toward the wall, muttering apologies to the furniture and cursing my audacity. Overexertion is a silent predator.
At 80, the body allows short bursts of energy and tricks you into thinking you're capable of anything. But each misjudgment sends ripples through muscles, joints, and the heart. Wobbly legs, pounding chest, dizziness, they are all warning signals. Ignoring them is like sprinting across a frozen lake. One false step and calamity awaits. I remember another midsummer morning when the sun poured through the window. Birds sang, the air smelled of freshly brewed coffee, and I thought, today I shall feel young again. Let's add some extra vigor. 10 minutes later, I was clinging to the edge of the bed, hands trembling, whispering apologies and curses, laughing nervously at my own foolishness. That laughter itself was a lesson. Overexertion doesn't just harm the body, it ruins the experience entirely. We are seeking pleasure, not punishment, my friend. After that day, I crafted a new ritual. Slow, deliberate movements, gentle stretches, short warm-ups, and measured effort. I wiggle my hips, roll my shoulders, rotate my wrists, tiny movements that feel ridiculous yet protect me from injury. I whisper, "Paul, old man, behave," and chuckle, because humor softens discipline. I even make funny faces in the mirror sometimes. What's the harm? Laughter is medicine. Overexertion harms not only muscles and joints, but the heart and nervous system. Tremors, spikes in blood pressure, and dizzy spells remind me that my body is a delicate orchestra, not a brute machine. Mindfulness became my companion, tracking pulse, noticing tension, adjusting every movement. I even time myself, counting breaths, syncing motions, almost meditative, like a ritual dance that keeps the body safe and engaged. I've discovered that overexertion isn't just about physical strain, it's emotional too. The embarrassment of failing to control your body when it refuses to cooperate, the frustration at limitations you never had before, the fleeting panic when your body betrays your confidence, all of it adds weight to mornings that should be simple and pleasant. Humor helps, of course. I whisper ridiculous things to myself. "Paul, old man, don't fall off the bed today." And I laugh. That laughter, shaky though it may be, reminds me that even mistakes can be joyful lessons. Some mornings, I exaggerate for comic effect, pretending to be a circus performer or a ballerina in a tutu. Friends would laugh if they saw me. Yet those humorous experiments taught me more than decades of rigid routines. Each careful movement, each deliberate breath, each giggle at my own absurdity adds up to safer mornings, sustained vitality, and the priceless knowledge that surviving at 80 is worth savoring. Mistake number 5, poor environment or posture. This one sneaks up quietly. Beds, chairs, even the room itself can betray you. I once tried a particularly ambitious position on a soft, sagging mattress. By the end, my lower back was on fire, my shoulders screamed, and my pride was bruised. Environment matters. Lighting, temperature, noise, and privacy all play a role. A chilly room tightens muscles, a noisy street spikes heart rate, and uneven surfaces strain joints in ways you don't notice until later. Posture is equally vital. A doctor once told me, "Paul, support your spine, align your joints, respect gravity." Simple advice, yet so easily ignored. I began experimenting. A small pillow under the lower back, a chair for stability, a warm room, and soft lighting transformed the experience from risky to comfortable. Even the smallest adjustments, angle of knees, tilt of hips, alignment of shoulders, make a huge difference. Now I laugh when I remember trying to do it anyhow, imagining an 80-year-old man contorting himself like a pretzel. Safety doesn't have to be dull. Humor, preparation, and attention to detail turn potential hazards into confidence. I noticed subtle improvements: less muscle strain, more control, and a sense of ease I hadn't felt in decades. Environment and posture may seem minor, but at our age, they are crucial. I sometimes imagine myself as a wise old monk adjusting pillows and cushions, nodding to myself like I'm performing some ancient ritual. It sounds silly, but it works. Mistake number 6: ignoring mental or emotional readiness. The mind is often the most overlooked organ. Stress, worries, guilt, or distractions can sabotage the body before it even begins. I've had mornings where my thoughts of bills, family conflicts, or grim news made my body refuse cooperation. Mental readiness is crucial. A few deep breaths, a light joke to yourself, and focusing on the present transforms everything. I sometimes whisper silly phrases: "Paul, old man, don't embarrass the neighbors." And I laugh. That laughter isn't just amusement. It primes the heart, eases tension, and makes the ritual safer. I remember a particular morning when a minor quarrel with a family member the night before had left me brooding. I tried to proceed as usual, but my body refused cooperation, stiff and unyielding. Only when I took a moment to breathe, tell myself a ridiculous joke, and focus entirely on the present did everything ease. That small shift transformed not just the experience, but my mood for the rest of the day. And if you found some of my confessions useful, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Sharing these lessons keeps us laughing, safe, and sharp. A reminder that age brings wisdom, not fear. Now let me tell you, the funny thing about all these mistakes is how many of us commit them every day, thinking, "Oh, it's just a small thing, it won't hurt." Oh, my friend, I've learned over 80 years that the little things add up. One misstep, one ignored signal, one hasty movement, they stack. And suddenly the morning is a battlefield, not a pleasure. But approaching each day with humor, patience, and mindfulness turns that battlefield into a dance floor. You may stumble, you may wobble, but you do it smiling. Even the simple things, the choice of chair, the angle of your hips, the lighting of the room, the warm cup of tea nearby, matter enormously. And noticing these details doesn't make you old, it makes you wise. I call it practical comedy, because there's nothing funnier than an 80-year-old man carefully arranging pillows and whispering jokes to himself before starting his day. I could go on, and I will, because wisdom at 80 is not concise. It is rich, layered, and repeated with a wink and a chuckle. Every day I discover nuances I missed before. The way my joints click, the way my pulse responds, the subtle differences in lighting and warmth. All these factors, combined with mental calm and humor, make the difference between a pleasant morning and a painful, regrettable one. So, my friend, remember, do not rush. Respect your environment. Align your body. Check in with your mind. Laugh at yourself. Breathe deeply. Enjoy the small victories. And above all, know that learning to navigate these mornings safely is a gift you give yourself. A gift that lasts not just minutes, but years. And yes, keep that like button pressed. Leave a comment sharing your own experiences, and subscribe. Because the laughter, the mistakes, and the lessons are best when shared.